They are being exposed and people are turning on each other like left and right. And I know that this is a collective theme because I know that certain people within the political system and within MAGA, for whatever reason, are having a come to Jesus moment, so to speak, when it comes to these Epstein files all of a sudden not being released because there is no Epstein files, and people are like, no, like that's super fishy. Like even the people who have stood by him from the jump, and I'm kind of seeing like a similar situation occurring in your own life, like as well as like the collective, like your inner world is like mirroring the collective energy. So like the narcissist in your life, the narcissist in the world has this cult-like following of flying monkeys and whatnot. They're slowly but surely being exposed for their lies, for what you've been seeing all along as the empath, as the truth teller, as the spiritual healer, as whomever. Now these people are like turning on each other when you, 1, 2, 3 on my clock, you have always been the scapegoat in the past, just like the Democrats or the liberal snowflakes have always, or Joe Biden or Bill Clinton or whomever, or Hillary Clinton or whomever, Hunter Biden, whomever, literally whatever, has always been the scapegoat other than the actual people and the actual person who is responsible. But like I said, it's a mirrored situation. So it's like the collective energy is mirroring this also, because coincidentally, or not coincidentally, because it's never a coincidence when we're talking about astrology, which is another reason why I'm using my zodiac tarot. We are sitting under this Capricorn full moon, which is powerful for so many different reasons. One, because Capricorn and Cancer are sister signs, so they're opposing energy already. Cancer and the moon go together, and then obviously because we're having this full moon in Capricorn, that is the opposing sign of the moon's energy, which is Cancer. It was occurring at the 18th degree, which is a Virgo degree, earth energy all over the place, as well as Cancer energy, which is water energy. But in addition to that, we also have the Saturn retrograde. And why is that relevant to this? Because not only is it happening directly after the Capricorn full moon that we're experiencing, but Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, the planet that rules discipline, karma, and it's going retrograde in a sign that it doesn't like to be in. It is going to be retrograde, stationing retrograde in the sign of Aries, and it is in fall in Aries. I have made multiple videos, captions about this, so if you want to know more, you can either book a reading with me. It's on sale, but all summer my readings are on sale for 33% off. You can also go back and look at my captions, look at my other videos. I've talked about the July transits being crazy. I've talked about it prior to this month. Like I said, just catch up on my videos if you haven't already seen the astrological transits. But anyway, so in addition to Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn, it is going retrograde on the 12th in a sign that it doesn't like to be in Aries, which is very abrupt. So this is abrupt karma that people are experiencing on their own behalf, of course, because it's their own doing or their own undoing, so to speak. Also, these people were trying to flip it and reverse it, have it be your undoing, have it be your downfall or your reputation be tainted or what have you. But the other reason that I was talking about the astrology, and then I promise I'll stop talking about it other than what comes out of the tarot. I just want you to familiarize yourself with, one, the fact that I said that it's this opposing energy that we're experiencing with this full moon energy, and then of course this full moon is like release, but then the moon also illuminates things that are in the dark, in the shadows, done in the dark, done in the shadows. 444 right on my timer. Things are being shown, illuminated, exposed. People are being exposed. People are finally, like, not everyone, of course, but there is this dynamic, like I said, within the collective and within your personal experience of people finally having like this light bulb moment of like, wow, I've kind of been wrong about this person, and I was just blindly, following this, in cahoots with this other person. It's so bizarre. It's like I said, they're now turning on each other. They no longer have a scapegoat, which was you. You're most likely like a black sheep. Like, so this could be like your family members, your friends, so-called friends, so-called family. If you've been experiencing a lot of heavy energy, go back and look at my videos, because I do explain it, especially if your earth energy, Capricorn placements, like what have you, go back and look at my other videos so you can have a deeper explanation as to what is going on for you astrologically speaking. But Mac Miller is also significant, and Eminem, like rap is just significant. Like Mac Miller's on right now, but like Mac Miller was also playing earlier before I started this reading when I was like cleansing. Mac Miller like passed really young, obviously, we know this, and like too young of course, and just such a talent. And there's also another download that I'm forgetting because I got so sidetracked with the astrology, but I just didn't want to forget about that. But it'll either come back to me, or if it doesn't, hopefully I'll remember what I'm posting and then I'll put it somewhere here as a confirmation for you. Eminem, Mac Miller, just rap in general. A lot of jealousy, a lot of projection from the outside world, but again, things being turned right side up and the truth coming out, and this abrupt change because it like Saturn is like pretty stern, and because it's like this retrograde energy. I know I said I was gonna shut up about it, but this is the last thing, I swear. Like, because Saturn is in this retrograde energy, people who thought that they were getting away with stuff, it's like, no, it's giving that chance to like, oh wait, no, let's circle back to that. Like, let's go back to that. And that's exactly another reason why Trump kind of had that response the other day about like, oh, people are still talking about this. Like, that guy's a weirdo. Like, what do you mean that guy's a weirdo, or whatever the hell he said? Like, that's one of your best friends that you've always said like, oh, is a stand-up guy, and like, the hell? So it's like, that's why things are resurfacing or being brought up again, because it's like Saturn is like, oh no, we didn't finish this, we're coming back around, we're circling back for this. And Aries is also, like I said, like it's a fiery, aggressive, abrupt sign, but it's also the beginning, right? So this is just the beginning of things unraveling, right? Like, people thought that like this was like gonna be over and buried. Nuh-uh. This is just the beginning of things being uncovered. So like I said, on a collective level, on a world stage level, but also on your world stage, like in your life, in your personal life. Okay, sorry. That's enough about that. Okay, there we go. I just needed something to come out to get me to shut up about that, but that just means that I was done my little rant there. Three of Pentacles has been coming up a lot in this collective energy. So like I said, other readings that I have on this page could resonate with you, not necessarily every message, but recent messages in particular. I'm also just getting, this was another download, I think this might have been the one that I was not remembering. Capricorn is also in tarot most of the time associated with the devil. So I'll just leave that there. I'll just leave that there. You do with that information what you will. What is that Goldilocks with the wolf, the grandmother and the wolf? I don't know why I can't think. It's not Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Is it? Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know why I said Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I was like, that's not right. It's Goldilocks, or not Goldilocks. Oh my gosh. It's Little Red Riding Hood. So Little Red Riding Hood could be significant, and that means that I may have to use my inner child deck as well. Little Red Riding Hood and the three bears show up in there as well. So maybe that's why I said that. I don't freaking know, but my brain is all over the place for some reason. Like, I'm excited. Like, the energy that I'm feeling right now is like excited, but like scattered and like kind of like just like multitasking, I guess, if you will. And just like a lot going on. And like I said, that's the energy of this week. So if you've been feeling that, that's right on the money. You're not crazy, just the energy is. And then, like I said, with this Three of Pentacles that has been continually showing up in my readings for y'all, it's like these are people who smile to your face and then talk behind your back, which I feel like you already know this, but this is just like more confirmation. And I guess like if you haven't kicked these people to the curb, like again, this is encouraging you to use this full moon energy in whatever way you see fit to release that. I already mentioned in a different reading about this full moon, about this being some time for you to do cord cutting or cleansing or whatever. So maybe that reading is for you, so go and find that. This song is called Just In Case by Morgan Wallen. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody. You are coming out of this energy, 1122. People thought that they had left you high and dry, left you like kind of stuck, and you definitely were for a period of time. You definitely, like I said, were like in this scatterbrain energy, and I feel like you still are slightly, but you're coming out of that like more excited, like you're not feeling like stuck and hopeless and depressed like you once were. You're just like still confused, but you're like moving forward with like more clarity. Like this was supposed to like put you on your ass apparently, but it ended up like just giving you time to rest and put you on your ass, and then like it gave you more wisdom to move forward. So it's like their plan backfired, or like whatever the energy that they were throwing at you, like it backfired. And like I said, it's not like you weren't feeling it at all, but it's like all things work together for good for those who, you know, work for and serve the Lord their God. I'm not trying to get all, you know, preachy with you, but you know what I mean. Like God, you know, protects those who are actually listening to him, in the sense of like having the character and Christ consciousness that, you know, Christians say that there's, whatever, I'm not gonna get into it, but you know, even when you felt like you were in hell, like he was with the devil, like he was looking out for you. And now the song is Devil You Know by Tyler Braden. Devil You Know. I don't even know this song, so that's definitely a channeled message. Even when you were dancing with the devil, even when the devil did have you in his grip, so to speak, I feel like, you know, your spirit team was just like waiting in the shadows, like to expose, you know, that the devil had you in his grips, that these narcissists had betrayed you. I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but that's just like the energy that's coming up. And it's earth energy as well as Pisces energy. But there's also just something about drowning. Like I feel like you were literally drowning, and you just like wanted support and wanted help from these people that you thought that you could rely on, could depend on. And then they kind of just used you, and then like we're like, okay, like we'll see you later, bye. And it was like, what? Like, oh, okay, like that's really weird behavior. They like used you for your resources that you had at the time, and then when like you were down and out, they were like, oh, like see you when you come out of that, even though you're not going to, like, peace out 1414. I'm gonna wrap up this message because I know that I've gone all over the place, but maybe there needs to be a part 2, because I feel like I still need to say stuff with the inner child card. So if you feel that way, if you feel like I need to say more to you, just let me know if you need a part 2 with the inner child cards, the fairy tale tarot, and I will come back with an additional message following up with this. But this is Cancer energy, like I said, with this Cancer and Capricorn energy, with this full moon. You alchemize this energy. You, like, I'm getting like this walking on water energy, like Jesus, you know, walks on water and is like calm in the storm. And it's also really interesting because I know it's really sunny out right now, but before this there was like a big ass like lightning storm. Like it did not look like this. Like it was like cloudy, it was lightning, it was aggressive, like it was loud. And that was also kind of like when I was channeling this message originally. So again, that was like one of the other downloads, is like, not only are these people turning against each other, but obviously like they're very angry, and like vice versa, like your spirit team, the God you serve, whomever that is, old God, new God, whomever, your higher self, whomever, like they're also mad. And like, that's why this justice, this discipline, they're getting this spanking, they're getting served right now. Like I said, with the Saturn Capricorn energy, nobody can run from it. Like, yes, there's like other signs and placements that are being more influenced and affected than others, but like everybody is feeling it. There's not a person who's not going to, and if they say they're not, then they are damn near lying, or they're dead, or like spiritually dead, or whatever it is. Also, like I said, like rap is significant, but there's been a lot of country showing up too. But this is also Posty's country album, so this is like crossover music. Again, like maybe Mac Miller, Post Malone, like Post Malone's also a rap artist. So it's like maybe you have something to do with the music or the industry or production or something. You have a lot of versatility, and that's kind of maybe why Posty's coming through and this country album's coming through, because it's like you can kind of pull everything off. You can kind of do it all. That's why you have so many people that kind of like observe you and like use you, and that are like monitoring spirits in your life. And again, I know you know this. Your spirit team is just reminding you to, like I said, cleanse yourself of these energies, rid yourself of these people if you have not done so already. And this was your confirmation that if you have, that you did the right thing. You also have to be just a little bit more cautious. And I know that you are a discerning person. You can also, you know, easily doubt your intuition, but you are on the money. You know, protect your third eye at this time. I feel like you are also expanding that part of yourself right now, like your spiritual like ability with your connection with the divine and like the other realms. I see you kind of like being able to come like in and out like very accessibly, and like you kind of like learning how to do it, whereas like before you were kind of just like being pulled in and out. You weren't in control of it. Now this is you learning how to like balance and control your powers. And again, you stepped out of this moment with like so much more clarity. But the reason that I feel like you weren't able to control things as well is, one, because, you know, this is a new gift and power that you have to, you know, work on and master, and you are. But it's like, it's also because these people were trying to pull you down. Like, look at them just like watching you. Like, this is what I'm seeing, is like you are like this star, and they're just like, they're taking notes. Like, look, they literally have like a book here. They're like taking notes. They're watching you like do all the work by yourself. Like, it's giving me like doing a group project, but you're the only one doing the work because you want to make sure that the work gets done. And then people are just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like act like we're doing just as much as you and get all the credit just as well. And it's like, no. And you're no longer letting people do that. You're no longer letting people take advantage or take credit for your work. That is now what's making you have this like trajectory forward. This is Leo and Cancer energy. Leo season is going to be so much better than Cancer season was for you. You're moving out of like this emotional despair energy and just coming into like this new creative like childlike energy, like coming back again to your inner child. So I do really feel like we do need to do an additional part with the inner child messages. This is Virgo energy, the Empress. One of my last messages that we did, I thought the Empress came up, but it was actually the Emperor. So again, I feel like that message could be something for you. I feel like a lot of my messages have been overlapping with certain collectives. That's the only reason I say that. Also because if you know, you know. I just recently started posting readings again. I didn't post readings all of 2025. If you know, you know, but if you're new, then you don't know. But I'm just letting you know that that's why I'm suggesting that. But neither here nor there. This is you. You are standing in your divine feminine power, and you are getting abundantly blessed. And if it hasn't happened already, then like I said, Leo season is going to be a big turnaround for you and a big emotional release in a really positive way. Once you let go of these people who are just draining your star quality, your star energy, you're gonna be rolling in the dough. You're gonna be bringing home the bacon, however you want to look at it. You're going to be much more stable and feel much more confident. These people were also telepathically, or just again evil eye, whatever it is, like sending you bad vibes, doubts, and this is what made you not trust yourself, your intuition, your path. Like you were still doing the things that you need to be doing. It's like you were doubting yourself in the process, and that wasn't helping your situation at all. So don't doubt. Yeah, no more doubting yourself, because these mother effers are 21. These mother effers are being exposed that they're not good people like they claim to be, and that they are just energy vampires. I'm telling you, it's happening on a collective level and in your personal life. So like I said, if you would like to know more, either book a personal reading with me for 33% off on my website at tealtarotandco.com, or also let me know if you want a part 2 with the inner child messages, my fairy tale tarot. Okay, see you later.